This is Dwayne Garrett speaking. I am the creator of this software, a 203K consultant. We are working on an actual version of the application. This is the opening page. It shows the property and owners, bank's information, the consultant's information, and then it shows the HUD fee schedule. These numbers in black are the allowable fees, and they can be changed at any time that HUD authorizes a change in prices. I'm going to fill these out and I'll come right back. Okay, this is the consultant's information. What I recommend you do is you save this as a master, and that way you work off of the master in the future. The original software, just save it, keep it in a safe place in case you ever need to go back to it. If something happens to your master, you can always pull up the original and put in this information and make a new master. But keep it in a safe place that nothing will happen to it and you can use it forever. I'm going to fill in this information up here and I'll be right back. Okay, now we've got the information in here. The owner's name, the bank, FHA case and loan numbers, the deposit, 4 inspections, 2 units, 131 miles round trip, plans, permits, contingency, and the name of the contractor. Now, what we want to do is save it to the name of the project that we're going to store this under so that we can come back and find it at any time. So we do a file, save as. In this case, we're going over to the Active Inspections 2018, John Doyle, and I'm going to click on that one because I've already done this, so I'm just going to override it. Okay, we're done. Notice up here now it says John Doyle application. So we're on our way. Notice this one up here, type of work to be completed. You have a clickable box right here. You can make a selection, standard, or feasibility study. Let's start with a feasibility study. Go look at the bill. 200, they paid us 200. Now, we're going to go down to the quick estimator. In the quick estimator, these numbers in the 35 categories are broken down as a percentage of the total cost of building a house. They're based on national averages. These numbers usually do not change very much over time, but the cost per square foot does, and it varies also by region. So you need to adjust your figures that you use based on where you live and where you're working. But the quick estimator is a valuable tool, and I'll demonstrate how that works. We're building a 1,500 square foot house, and we're $150 a square foot would be typical for this type of house that we're working on. We've got all those numbers in. Notice these categories that are in brown. These descriptions are not included in the quick estimator because every house does not have a stairway, wood trim, the fourth category, third category of partition walls, and basements. Every house doesn't have those things, but we can put them in the work write-up. So we go over here to the work write-up. Voila, we got nothing. Click the hide and unhide button. It's all there. Now, go back to the quick estimator real quick. You put in a description here as best you can, as clear as you can, and that'll carry over. We'll do roof. This is going to be a small job. New roof. I'm going to keep it short for simplicity. Make this video so it doesn't go on all day. Windows, we're going to put new windows. And of course, you're going to want to put in some good explanations, and we're going to do some new heating and air conditioning. I think that's a good idea. Now I can't even find it. I've done over 1,200 inspections. There we go, heating. Or 1,200 work write-ups, 5,000 inspections. Still don't know these numbers. And we need to do one more. We're going to paint the exterior, but we'll do that over there and I'll show you how. So we're going to go back to the work write-up. We've got the new roof. We come over here. We put in a 1. The numbers fill out automatically. Material and labor. The numbers are up here. Shows the work write-up totals. These numbers normally will all match. They may not match the quick estimator because of the items that are left out. In this case, it will not match the quick estimator because we've left out everything. We're only doing a few things in this project. Come down here, put a 1 for the windows. In the description, you can put in 13 windows for a total cost that's on the screen. Okay, paint exterior. Now we don't have any numbers here, so we've got to put in our own numbers. It's going to be material, $500, labor, $800. We come over here, hit a 1, and it fills in. Here we have descriptions of where the work is going to be done. I never use this very often because the lenders didn't really care about it. Here, is it a required item? Yes, no. In this case, it's desired. So if we get down to the point where the budget is really tight, we can eliminate that item. It's not a critical item, but the windows, they're all bad. We got to get them all done. So we're going to make it required. Shows up in a red X so that they don't miss it. This item cannot be taken out of the work write-up. The other items, call it recommended. That's because you're the consultant and you recommended it. So we have a total of just 3 items, 15,000. Well, I think we need another item in here someplace. I think we need to do some ceramic tile. And you could put down the number of square feet if you want. You know, we're going to do 48 square feet of tile. And it's just however you decide you want it done. We have a 1, and I'm just going to pull some numbers out of the air. 300, 250. Okay, we got 550. We're up to 15,000. I really want something more than that. I want a bigger project than that. I think a new driveway is a good idea. We need a new driveway. Got to go back to the work write-up to put that in. Driveway. There. Go back to the work write-up. And there it is. Okay. We're done with this part. But I want to show you a couple more features. When you go to describe something, we're talking about masonry up here. For example, each category is handled the same way. But we don't have enough room here to put in our full display or all of the options that we need. So we click the button add 2 more rows. It'll do the math, gives you room to write more descriptions or add more items. And then leave that row open when you send it to the lender. If you're not using those rows, close it up. It just makes it look cleaner. Now, we're done with that part. We hide that. This is what the lender sees. These buttons won't show up. I'll give you a view of it. We're going to do a print preview. This is what they see in each of the pages. Down here, it shows the contingency, subtotal, plans, permits, feasibility study, and inspection mileage. That would be in the case of a full 203K write-up. At this point, we're still at a feasibility study. So let's go back. And we can do a spell check too. Good idea. We passed. But I like a spell check idea because people will think less of you if you can't spell. Okay, we're still at the feasibility study level. Let's go change this to a full write-up now. Standard 203K. Go back to the bill. 600, they paid us 2, they owe us 4. Let's go back to the work write-up. And it shows the 600 here also. So it does the math for you. It does the calculations so that you don't end up with a lot of mistakes. Now, we've looked at the bill. We've got the narrative. This is a Word type document. You double click it and it'll open up, and then you can add items. Typically, I would begin with a description of the project. The subject property is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, double-car attached garage on a 6,000 square foot lot. The general condition is fair. This project will include the following items. And I list each of the items in a row going down here on this page. My goal is to have every item that we're going to do explained here in a little bit of detail, but not the same detail that's on the work write-up, because I want them to realize they're the same. It's just more information, and it's a quick read for them to get an overview of what we're doing. The description up here will be something similar to what the appraiser does when he does his inspection. The same kind of broad description. Okay, got the work write-up. Go to the report. This is a property condition report. We check each item. To put a check in the box, just tap the letter, small letter A. For example, electric is on. Go to the yes. Gas is on, yes. Water is on, yes. A well, no. Water pump, no. Sewage disposal seems to be okay, and it's district. Could be septic. Gas is natural, could be propane. We come down here, extra reports that are required. I just put in here electrical system just for the heck of it. And termite report. We need that on every project. Maybe a flat roof inspection. And mold certification. Looked like we had a little mold there. Just click them off, and then click this box here to point out that we do have extra items that we need. And down here, you can write notes. I almost never did. Recap of totals. Here we go. We need your signature here. What I recommend is a transparent signature. See, this is just a picture. It's a photograph. It's a photograph of a signature. Now I'm going to download one here. Okay, there's my new signature. Grab that. Consultant signature right down here. Set it where it belongs. Delete this one. And then copy this one because you're going to need to paste it in a couple other places. Control C. Let's go on to the next page. This is the certification. Identity of interest certification. Pull this signature out. Put your signature in. Drag it over where it belongs. And you can resize it. Get rid of that one. Go to the photos. I've got a couple photos in here, but let's add another couple just so you see how it works. The photos are going to be located in the file of the project. There we are. Sean Doyle's file. Look at our photos. We'll just grab here, take this one. Okay, we click on that one, brings it down here. We just slide it over into position. Notice the note, I typically do 640 by 480 because they fit really well. Let's do another one. Go here. There we go. Now we can resize it, bring it over. Typically I would do 6. If the lender needed more than 6, I could email him the whole package. Usually 20, 30, maybe 40 pictures sometimes. But that's how I did it. But this gives them a rough idea of the kind of project that we're looking at. Here we have the draw request. Show the amounts available for draw in the various categories. We have the first page of the draw request, and we need to get your signature here too. So let's go over, pull this out, Control V, bring my signature in over here, inspector signature, bring it over there. And you'd actually do this signatures before you do a work write-up. You do it when you do the consultant's original save to a master, because that way your signatures will always be there when you go to do a new work write-up. People that don't watch this video are not gonna understand some of the little subtleties that are in here, and all of the subtleties will not be in this video, but you'll run across them as you work with the program. You'll find that it does little magic things that you didn't expect. This is already filled out, except for the amount, which we don't know. And you could take this with you, print one of these off before you go. It's going to look just like this. It'll be blank, and everybody signs it when you're there doing the draw inspection. This is the draws page. This is probably the best page of the whole program, the most important, because it keeps track of everything. My experience, the banks did not give you this information. It was easy to get lost on how much money was left in any particular category. And so I started keeping my own records so that I always knew how much had been drawn, how much was left in every category. And I would take a copy of this sheet with me on each inspection, so when the contractor tried to bill for an item the second time, I could show, no, we paid that item on draw number 2, and I could show them right there. And, oh, okay. So it saves arguments. Put in the date of the draw. We're just going to put in the date of this video, 6-28-18. It turns yellow. These draw inspections up here are red. We have 4 draws prepaid in this work write-up, so they turn white. This makes you realize how many inspections we have to pay. If we go over 4, somebody else has got to pay it because the bank won't have the money because they didn't fund it, and they can only fund up to 5 unless the homeowner funds it himself by giving the money to the bank in advance. So on draw number 1, let's take 3,000. It's half done when we get there, and it shows the percentage. Item number 2, the driveway. Let's take 1,200. They just got the old driveway torn out and they're formed up on the new driveway. The windows are half in, 3,500. And the ceramic tile, they haven't even started it yet. So we have a $7,000 draw. 10% holdback, $770. Net draw, $6,930. Plans and permits, we have $2,700 in the budget. Oops, it shows that we're over. Turns red. That's the point I was trying to make. At $2,700, it should be black. If you go over on a draw, let's say this one, we've got 39.25 left. Contractor bills us $4,000. We're over. So it turns red to show us that we're over budget. So we got to revisit that, get it back where it belongs, and we'll be fine. 39.25. 100% on that one. And we can go on out on these. I've never gone to 10. I might have hit 7 once or twice. But these numbers are down here to keep you on the right path. These numbers over here are really valuable because on the draw request, I'm going to take you over and show you. Draws to date, less holdback to date, net draw to date. Go back to the draw request, back side of the draw request. Those numbers, totals to date, this draw to date, or this draw. Now, these numbers can be filled in after you get back to your office, when you can update these figures based on accurate information right here. This is after this 2 draws that we've just done. And today's draw would be this amount. So those are the amounts that we're going to use on here. This draw, then totals to date. So, but you still need your signature, the contractor signature, and the owner's signature. And you've got the sheet with you. You've got the contractor's invoice with you. And I would tell them to bring a blank invoice sheet with you. We'll figure it out together. Because if they come out with a pre-made or pre-completed invoice, there's almost always something wrong with it that you you can't allow something because it's not done, or it's over, he's charging more than we have in the budget for that item. So tell them to bring a blank one. It's like, it saves you a lot of time. You sit down, you go through the items, and you figure it out together, what's fair and reasonable for the point you are in the project, and settle any differences right there, and you'll find that your draws go much smoother. I basically did that always. Feasibility study, it's done. It was done as soon as we completed the work write-up. The payments, these are the payments that are owed to you. Your invoice was $600. They paid you $200, so they still owed you $400, but now there's 2 more draws. The $400 is usually paid at the end of escrow. Let's fill that in. You could put the check number 2, and then We got this one, 18408, check number so and so, 184.08. There. So there's one payment left that they're still owing you. It'll come within the next few days. Down here we have the permit certification. It just fills in here the address and the name of the contractor. And you got to put your signature in here. And I would do that right now. Take that out of there. Go in. Drag the signature over here. There we are. Again, you do all your signatures before you save it as a master. Basically, we're done with this work write-up. Now, come back to the front page, and you can save to PDF. Going to do that right now. It's saving, and there it is. There's your PDF. That's what's going to go to the lender. I'm going to show you the various pages. Actually, this page does not go. Okay, the first page shows the bill. Then we got the work write-up. Property condition report. Recap of subtotals. Identity of interest. And pictures. Do a save as, file, save as, and then save it over to John Doyle's. We're going to rename this to, I would call it work write-up to lender. And it's saved. We're out of there. Print draw documents. I can't show you that here, but what it does, it prints the documents that you're going to need to take with you on a draw inspection. Print permit certificate. It'll print off just that one page, which is down here. It'll print that page off. That you'll take with you the first time you go to meet your contractor and your owner at the property. And then it needs to go to the governmental agency that's responsible for issuing permits. They need to fill it out, and you sign it, and they'll sign it, and then you turn it in along with your work write-up.